my name is Sierra. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about 13.1 lessons I learned running 13.1 miles-ish. So one of my big goals for this year is to complete a marathon, a full marathon, and I've been semi-training for it. I haven't locked down which marathon I'm going to run, haven't locked down when. I'm considering running the San Antonio Marathon because it's the first one here and it'll be in December. But I'd kind of rather run it sooner in the year. Anyway, that is neither here nor there. Let's get into these lessons. So yesterday I attempted my first half marathon and I'm going to tell you what all I learned about it. Lesson number 1. Even when it seems that there's no way, there's still a way. And I'm looking at my little notes here. So what happened was a couple weeks ago I ran 11 miles, which was the most I had ever run. And before that, the most I had ever run was 6 miles. So my plan was to run 10 miles. And then before I knew it, I was running and talking with this girl named Christina. Hey, Christina, if you're watching. And her mom, Miss Maria. And she's training for the half marathon. And she told me she was going to be running the Siesta half marathon, which is part of Fiesta here in San Antonio. And it runs through some of the historic missions, which is pretty cool. I was like, that would be a fun thing to experience. So that first put that on my mind. And also it showed me wow, I can run 11 miles. I bet I can do 13.1 miles because I was still feeling really good. Thanks to my new shoes, which we'll get into that later. But yeah, so the thing was, a couple days ago, the half marathon happened yesterday. A couple days ago, it was more and more on my mind, I think I really, really want to run this half marathon. I think that'll be a great stepping stone on the way to the marathon, and just being in the race environment and knowing that I could do it would be a big boost for me. So I was like, okay, only thing missing is some cash. You guys like my nails? I know you do. I just painted them. But yeah, I was like, okay, only thing missing is some cash. Let's manifest this. Let's bring it in. And then when it came down to making some extra money, it didn't happen. It didn't happen, long story short. And my mom was like, are you still going to run the race tomorrow? I thought you needed money. I was like, God gonna make a way. I was hoping I would randomly get $100. That didn't happen. The way that was made was I got this brain. I got this mind. And I was like, you know what? I could still run a half marathon and just do it on my own. So I was looking up different routes of trying to decide where to run. Then I was like, let me just run the one that I ran with the Downtown Run group. Shout out to them. I love that group. And because I know pretty much where to turn around if my phone doesn't cooperate, which sometimes it doesn't. So that was the route that I ran when I did 11 miles. I was like, I'll just go a little bit further and then hit the 13.1. That didn't happen. I went the wrong way. I got lost. Anyway, moving on to point number 2. Tech is great when it actually works. So I was relying on my phone to tell me how far I had run, and it was all good at first. So I ran the first mile. It said mile 1 completed in 10 minutes in 55 seconds or something. I am an advocate for slow running. If you used to be a track star and you were a sprinter, or you've never really been into long distance, run slow as heck. Do not try to sprint. Barely try to jog. Okay, jog. Yeah, that's the only way that I've been able to get these long distances in. I'm not sprinting. I'm not doing the 8-minute mile, 9-minute mile. Hopefully I'll be able to get to that. But right now it's giving 10, 11, 12, maybe 13-minute miles. So yeah, first mile done, feeling good. My phone let me know where I was. I was like, awesome. And then I got the cute idea. I was like, let me take a video every mile. You've seen those videos where it's you get to run with them. Mile 1 is down. Did it in about 10 minutes, 53 seconds, I believe. Every mile, and just show people hey, mile 1 is done. All the way to mile 13 is done. Feeling great. This is a song that's playing. Blah, 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 whatever. I ran for a couple songs, maybe 3 songs. I was like, I don't think I'm running that slow, and I haven't heard it come back on. and I know I'm further than like a mile from where I just was. I look at my phone, it said paused. Who paused it? I didn't pause it. Like what happened? So that was super frustrating. That kind of threw my whole thing off because I was like, now it's not going to show me when I get to the 13.1 miles. So to be honest, I let that throw my whole game off, which I'm also going to get into. And I was just frustrated. I started walking. So most of this 13.1 miles, not most of it, honestly, probably at least a fourth of it was walked. Just because I was so in my head, and I was like, so I let that upset me so bad. I'm on my period, not a good excuse, whatever. No, lesson number 3. Things won't always be perfect, and that's okay. It's okay. Things are not always going to be perfect. Things started out already rocky. So I was planning on sleeping until I woke up because I went to sleep kind of late the night before because I was out with my girl. We went to a picnic and we were out at the river for like the whole day. Then we went and got burgers, and then I got home like really late. So I was like, let me sleep because I don't want to get up and try to run all these miles and just not have the energy and affect me for days and days after that. So yeah, I was like, I woke up maybe like 7 or 8 naturally. I stayed in bed for a while, and then I like started looking up the trails and stuff. That took a long time. I was like, I need electrolytes, and I know I need like some kind of, you know how they have those gels? I was like, I want to try that. I hadn't tried it before, but I was like, while I'm training and stuff, that's probably the best time to try it versus waiting until the day of the race to do it. So I went to 3 different places before I could get the kind of electrolytes that I wanted, and then I got the Salud electrolytes, and then I got the Date Fix electrolytes because it's literally only 3 ingredients. It was dates, orange blossom water, and turmeric, which is good for inflammation. I was like, that sounds good for me just in general, and it really did like give me some energy. But yeah, number 3 is things won't always be perfect. So first, what wasn't perfect, I ended up like starting the actual run maybe around 2 p.m. So the hottest time of the day, which I don't really mind the heat, and it's not that hot yet. Then I parked and I was looking for my little running vest and realized I had the running vest. I didn't have like the water holder. That frustrated me because I was like, oh no, I was like planning on that, and that it has a big impact on your run because it's easier to stay hydrated when all you have to do is drink from your straw and keep going versus like I had to pull my water bottle out of the little thing, out of the vest, and then unscrew it, drink it, put it back. It kind of tainted the experience. And then my phone wasn't tracking, or so I thought. I still had hope that it would show me how many miles at the end, but as far as like tracking my speed, my pace for each mile and stuff, that was out the window. But yeah, things aren't always perfect, and that's okay. Okay, lesson number 4. Mindset / your mentality is the most important thing you can train, for real. Also, do you guys like my shirt? Look at it. Guess whose this was? I'm gonna show y'all. It's so like flowy. Also, I'm sitting on a yoga ball, so if it looks like I'm bouncing a lot, that's why. This was my grandma Valerie's top, and it makes sense because of how fabulous she is. How fabulous she was, but she still is in another realm. And that inspired my nail color because it matches the top. But yeah, number 4. Your mentality / your mindset is the most important thing you can train. Like I mentioned, I let those things of like starting the run late, and also another reason why I was upset that I started it so late was it made me even later to pick up my kids because I was supposed to meet at 5, but it worked out because there was traffic on their way coming toward me. But still, like I felt like there was even more pressure to finish the run faster versus it being just like a chill run, which was what I wanted it to be. So I let all those factors of my phone not working and then starting to spiral about, man, I wish I had more money so I could just like have like I don't want an Aura ring. There's a ring called an Evie ring, I think. There's different rings that you can have that will track your steps and like your workouts and everything. I was like, man, I should have one of those. Or why don't I have a phone that has storage and blah, all this kind of stuff. I just had to delete Instagram off the phone right now so I could try to film this video. So yeah, letting a whole bunch of stuff get in your mind. And also my music kept cutting off. So I was like, maybe this is a sign that there was a podcast I wanted to listen to about, it was called like The Unlived Life, how important it is for our children to see us live, like truly like live and enjoy our lives and stuff. And that played the whole way through. So maybe it was a sign that I needed to listen to that and I didn't need to listen to the music that I was trying to listen to. But yeah, I let all those things kind of ruin my run, which it was a lot. It was like starting late, not having my water that I wanted. I had to buy like some other water. What else? My tech not working, not tracking my miles, and then not tracking or not keeping up with the music that I wanted to listen to. I could have just said, screw it. I'm just going to run for fun. I know the general area of what 13.1 miles is. I'm just going to do that and go with the flow. No, I was like, I'm angry. I'm going to walk. I'm going to keep walking. Whatever. So I definitely need to work on training my mental state in more ways than one. My mental health is not the best. Shout out to depression. Shout out to possible ADHD. Yeah, so that's something I need to work on. I think it would help me to like actually meditate for 3 minutes a day. I feel like that sounds doable. And I know that it would help me a lot, one, in my everyday life, but also when I'm like really training for the marathon, like the full marathon, once I have, or a triathlon. I don't mind doing, I would love to do both, or even if I can just do the marathon or the triathlon. Anyway, even when I have like a set date and I'm actively training for the marathon, I know that working on my mentality is gonna help big time, because everything doesn't always go perfect on random regular runs or like on race day. So it's important to like still have your goal in mind. That was the thing. I don't think I really set a goal other than I'm gonna do 13.1 miles. I didn't say I'm gonna run the whole way. I'm gonna run most of the way. I was just winging it. So step number 5, plan and prepare, like for real. So as I told you, I've been like kind of training for the marathon since I don't have like a date set and I don't have like a real plan that I'm following. I've just been going off of vibes, which on one hand feels good because I don't want to like overpack things. Like too much structure makes me feel, makes me kind of freak out because I have other things I have to do and take care of too. But some level of planning and preparing is important, because there are people that have trained for a half marathon for months, you know, and I thought, oh, well, I ran 11 miles once. I can just jump in and I can just do it on my own. Like there's still some planning and training that goes into it. And even if I could easily, even if I did the 13.1 miles, ran the whole thing, got a great time, felt good about doing that one time, you'll feel even better when you know, okay, I've put the work in. I've planned out my meals. I've stuck to my training plan. I have a specific goal of what I want to accomplish with this half marathon. Like I'm all for spontaneity, as you can probably tell. But also there's definitely a place for planning and preparing. So doing that for real, for my next race is very important. And that was a huge lesson for me. Number 6, run like nobody's watching. Even when the phone isn't tracking those steps, your body it still counts for your body. My phone wasn't tracking that I did well, actually it was. It turned out that my phone was tracking it, but I couldn't see it until after I stopped the workout and then like configured everything. But I got well over 20,000 steps. And if I would have like, after that mile and then however many other miles I ran before I realized my phone wasn't tracking me, if I would have stopped then, I wouldn't have gotten all those steps. So the steps might not show up on the tech and give you those little, like, the little confetti when you reach your goal. But your body, it still counts for your body. At the end of the day, like, my health is so important to me. So even when the tech stuff isn't tracking it, my body is still tracking it. So I need to keep that in mind. And maybe you do too. Like, don't let not having the latest gear stop you from doing the things that you know will feel good for your body. Number 7, learn how to raw dog your run. This is what I was doing up until a couple weeks ago when I finally got headphones again from Dollar Tree, because, girl, the money's not money. So I was just running with no headphones on, and that's what helped me be able to talk to the girl that I was talking about earlier at the downtown run group. When you don't have headphones in, you're just open to all the sounds of the city, of nature, of other people, other conversations. And learning to do that made it easier. I mean, I kind of freaked out, but again, my emotions have just been all over the place. But at the end of the day, I've been running without headphones or music or podcasts for the last 2 months. So it kind of felt familiar too when the music wasn't working. So learning that, just in case like everything else fails on race day, at least you know, okay, I know I can run 2 to 4 hours with no music and feel totally at peace and calm in my mind. I have some things I can talk to myself about, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, learn how to raw dog your run. Number 8, electrolytes work. I felt very energized with my electrolytes. That was my first time trying them, I think. Is it? Like, you know, I've had Gatorade before, and I usually drink coconut water when I want like electrolytes, but I bought those little Salud packets, and I felt good. I felt hydrated. Today is the day after. I'm still feeling good. So yeah, get some electrolytes. Number 9, Date Fix tastes good and gave a good energy boost. That's it for number 9. Like, I saw everyone like doing the gels and stuff. I still have a lot to learn about that. But when I saw that those only had like 3 ingredients, I was like, sign me up. Because I don't like doing a lot of the extra chemicals and random stuff that is unnecessary. I like clean ingredients as much as possible. Number 10, do it anyway. Things were not going perfect for me for that run. But at the end of the day, even though it was like kind of a fail-ish, I'm proud of myself because I didn't let all that stuff stop me. I could have let starting late stop me. I could have let not being able to easily find the electrolytes and the gel, which I don't know if does that count as a gel? Like, what is the point of a gel other than like to give you energy? Is that it? Not being able to find that. Realizing I left my water carrier at home. Realizing that my tech wasn't working after the first mile. I could have let all that stop me, but I did it anyway, and I'm proud of myself for just making the most of it. Because I could have tried to do it today, which is Monday, but I knew the same set of problems could have happened, you know? So even when things aren't perfect, like, still do it anyway. Number 11, there's kindness everywhere. When I was running, somebody came out of nowhere from the park and was like, yo, and held up this water bottle like this. He's like, yo. And I was like, oh, I'm good. I got my water. Thank you. Because I hydrated a lot on the way there, and then also while I was running / walking. So yeah, there's kindness everywhere. Someone was willing to give me some water, which was so sweet. Number 12, living your life to the fullest feels amazing and inspires others to do the same. So that's something that it's something that you know, but then when you hear it again, which is what I heard on the podcast, I was like, you know what, that's so true. Because you never know. When you're out doing your run, when you're doing your hot girl walks, when you're lifting, when you're on your bike, whatever, like when you're doing what you love, and it doesn't even have to be athletic. Like if you're a creative person or if you're like a tech kind of person, whatever. When you're living your best life to the fullest, you never know who you might be inspiring around you. So just keep that in mind too. Whether it's your kids or like somebody randomly driving by, you never know. So you owe it to yourself and the world to live your best life, honey. Live it, queen. Number 13, a hobby / sport like running can be as cheap or as expensive as you make it. So I could have spent $100 to be able to run the half marathon with a whole bunch of other people, and of course you're paying for like the organization, the like map of the trail. You're paying for all of the people that like helped make it come together, all the water stations, all of the swag, all of the like little amenities you get at the end. But I was also able to do that for free, like on my own, you know, like almost free, you know. I paid for the electrolytes and stuff. But yeah, it can be as cheap or as expensive as you make it. And at the end of the day, just do things that you enjoy and either keep it base level if that's where you're at, or if you want to like do the extra stuff and you got the money for it, do it. But you don't have to make it expensive. It can be a free sport. Lesson point 1, always warm up properly and cool down and stretch after. And also, I know I just said it can be cheap, but get yourself some nice shoes. It makes all the difference. Bye.